morning. My name's Colin from DC Tech, also known as Proctor. Yeah, so some of the considerations for our space relating to NCC 22 include obviously ventilation, so you can see the ProctorVent logos behind me. So we focus in the roofing ventilation space, do a lot in performance membranes with our ProctorWrap, and also with our XPS foam, which is a underslab insulation as well. Yeah, so when it comes to, the code change around ventilation, it's driven by mold growth within within dwellings. So the whole reason for ventilation is ensuring that we can eliminate as much sort of warm, moist air out of that roofing space as possible and expelling it to the external side of the dwelling. Yeah, so ventilation in roof spaces is important because what it does is it minimises the risk of mold growth. What it does with the ventilation, and especially our system, which is a passive ventilation, is that expels the warm, moist air out of that roof cavity to the external side of the building, minimising the chance of condensation build-up in that roof space, which then leads to mold growth. Yeah, you should incorporate ventilation into new builds purely because A, it's part of the code change, so you need to do it to be compliant. But the other reason is it's really going to assist in a healthier dwelling, healthier building, which is important for each and every one of us. So at this very moment, the ProctorVent system isn't barrel rated. So what we've got is our prototype here. So this prototype's a barrel rated prototype, which basically just has stainless steel barrel mesh. This will be available from February next year. Yeah, so us at DC Tech and Proctor's will definitely give you guys a hand when it comes to the right specification. We're happy to look at your plans and recommend the right system required, because in the roofing space there's all different roof pitches and requirements with ventilation based on what's in the NCC. So yeah, feel free, email us your plans and we're happy to go through that and give you guys our recommendations. If we're looking at our system, so what we've got here, obviously our ProctorWrap HDS sacking, which is a class 4 vapour-permeable sacking. But we're looking at the ventilation piece. So what we've got here, this is for a standard roof pitch. So when we say standard, anything 15 degrees and up with your roofing or roof void internally. So what it is, an over fascia vent. So our ventilation sits on the fascia just above your gutter. And what this does is it gives you a low level airflow. So to meet the code requirement, you need a minimum 7,000 square millimeters. This exceeds that. And then what we have at the top end is what we call a ridge vent. So the code says minimum 5,000 square millimeters. Once again, this exceeds it. Reason why these two components are critical is that A, it gives you compliance, but B, it gives you low level ventilation in, and it gives you air out at the top. By having that differential in, opening, so a large opening at the low level versus the high, gives you passive circulation as well. So it's continually sucking the air in and expelling it through the top. Next, we have what we call a roll panel vent. Really important, highly recommended. This one here just ensures that when your perimeter vents are being installed, it's not going to be blocking the air pathway. There's really no point in installing the ventilation if it's going to be blocked up later on. So we do highly recommend this piece here. And the last one is the drainage patterns. Not part of code compliance, but part of best practice. These items here, they separate your roof sheet from your sacking, allowing any vapor to come up through a class 4 vapour-permeable sacking, condensate under the roof sheet, and the water would track out. So that's just best practice to ensure as much moisture within that roof space is being expelled. If we don't use these drainage patterns, what can happen is that the sacking is touching the underside of the roof sheet. On a cold morning, that roof sheet's cold, sacking being only material that's going to be cold on the underside. So condensation actually forms underneath the sacking, and then that's how you get issues within your roof space, because that water's basically falling back in onto your insulation bats inside. So we want to try and expel that as much as possible. All right, I'm going to quickly touch on our DC Tech GA300 XPS foam. It's a foam that's rated at 350 kPa. So typically we're seeing a lot of this now with 7-star being used as an underslab insulation. Gives you a greater R value within your slab compared to, say, traditional EPS style product, which can retain a lot more moisture. And XPS doesn't retain as much moisture as an EPS, so therefore you retain that R value. The other thing is, because it is rated at 350 kPa, which is close to nearly 30 tonnes per square metre, you're getting less sagging in your slabs, so it's going to minimise cracking as well. And the last piece is, if you do have an underfloor heating system, typically you're going to have to utilise an XPS around the perimeter as well of your slab, just to ensure that that heat isn't lost to the elements. So yeah, highly recommend DC Tech 300 XPS foam. Comes in board sizes which are 25 by 600. And yeah, once again, if anyone needs any assistance, reach out to us at dctech/Proctor and we can definitely give you a hand.